Good morning, everyone. I wanted to come on briefly because I wanted to take a moment to discuss with you my history working in big business with the top tier business folks across the entire globe. From politicians to CEOs of big companies, to inventors of the Etch-a-Sketch, to golfers, to newscast reporters, to old money, some new money, but mostly old money, and the relationship of a man and a woman. So even companies and groups that grew their businesses, some of them, I watched them grow those as well. When it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman, and what it used to be when it came to business, is the women knew their place and the men respected the women. So these people had chefs, and they had maids, and they had luxuries that other women weren't able to afford, and they were considered more attractive. Now we're looking at old school styles of discussion in the sense that I was 24, 25 years old, and that I could have been considered a peon to these folks. And you want to take a look at insecurities of women and the fact that men are and were faithful and loyal to their wives. So this is specifically want you to hone in the fact that these women were loyal to their men and the men were loyal to their wives. The men were loyal to their wives, yes. They were able to commingle in group settings where people didn't worry about a woman over here trying to steal her husband in a moment of conversation. And not because they even had to control them. Because we lived in America where we lived in a safe environment. That's actually Georgia Southern hospitality. And even if the woman or man stepped out of the relationship, which I never ever remember this actually ever happening in the entire experience of 10 years working amongst these upper class people, it never affected the entire globe. They walked in together as if they were a couple. No one had any qualms about it. It was just like something that we knew that existed. The man, yes. Was he attractive? Yeah, sure. Friendly? Absolutely. Did they take photos together? Yes, they took photos together. They took professional photos together where they didn't put their hand on a woman's vagina so it could be blasted on a website for attention. The new age of business is what you're watching with the Gary Vaynerchuk show, the Michael Rubin show, the Adam Levine show, and all these Hollywood whores. So imagine my experience of being a part of it to know what real women in business as wife to a man who's building a company. And then watching your evolution and what you've decided to be the norm of evolution of business, of unprofessionalism. I cannot stress this enough, what democratic, unprofessional women in business looks like, and it's everything on Gary Vaynerchuk's platform. It's called the Be Kindness that is, there's no excuse for it. It's called the Be Kind movement. That is, in women's eyes, a kind man is someone who wants to fuck her. And that's because of who he stands, which is a tranny whore named Mona Van that stands on the opposite side of him as they try and attempt to day trade attention because she looks like a prostitute. Meanwhile, it creates a vicious war between woman to woman. And an unprofessional experience of people at invitation parties where they all dress like whores, where their tits are hanging out, where you're acting as you're proud of her for wearing such an outfit. Meaning the old way, and I'm not talking like 1940s either. I'm talking like 2015. Women wore professional outfits. They didn't wear lingerie on a platform and post it. And even though they were public figures or public people, they respected other women because they had ethics, morals, and values. They didn't always do what they wanted to do, but they knew that it was their duty because they were blessed with lots of money. But that's not what's happening right now in women in business. Women in business are Hillary Clinton whores like Mona Vand, who's supported by Hillary Clinton and Obama, Democrats. And this is what it's going to evolve into as we progress in time with whores like Mona Vand now trying to educate people on how to be entrepreneurs. Well, she's not even American. My biggest thing, honestly, as I develop this into an awareness game, is the fact that she's not even American. And he honestly isn't even American either because he's born in the old Soviet Union known as Belarus. He speaks Russian. She speaks Farsi. And that becomes the lead in the American business. Well, no one says anything. Michael Rubin is not an example of a man in business. I'm sorry, but you are a thief who works with people's weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and you built billions of dollars off gambling. While you marry a prostitute. And work with ghetto-ass people like Jay-Z. Meaning there's a professional way to educate an audience and you can even do the glamour shit. Like standing in front of the light, looking at the picture as you're, I'm a mermaid, oh. However, what's on the outside doesn't reflect what's on the inside, but the outside is a direct reflection of what's on the inside, which is narcissistic, dirty, rotten, scoundrel, whore behavior. While you men just sit back and say nothing because you got that pussy up in your hand. You think that that's valuable experiences in your business because you're all fucking operating like that while you're all claiming you're living in kind movement phases. You bringing that whore up into an American party ain't good business practice, just to let you know. Parading her around in Cannes Lions or in Boston or wherever fucking place that you took that fucking whore. That ain't good big business practices, just to let your prick ass know. See, the realization is you got to be in the network. That ain't good business practices because real businessmen look for the concerns and the problems for people because they were blessed with the ability to create businesses for people called capitalism. However, they have ethics, morals, and values. And what we're seeing with the Michael Rubin and the fucking New York scene is nothing more than more of the garbage shit of what The Butcher brought. If you remember the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Consider that Michael Rubin is The Butcher. Because you don't give a shit about people, and that's the biggest concern of all, and you all sitting there supporting the Democrats. Why do you think they all support the Democrats? I found a post where Gary actually says that he voted for Biden. He literally says in a tweet in 2020 that he voted for Biden. And now he's dating an Iranian whore. And has the expectation for me not to speak out against it, and especially experiencing the shit that he's put me through. He thought I was just going to sit back and not say anything. See, there's a difference in the way that I speak to the way Hillary Clinton speaks, to the way Mona Slut speaks. There's a difference in the way that I show up to a party in a fancy dress, the way that Hillary Clinton shows up in a fucking mom dress or whatever the fuck she wears. And there's definitely a difference in the way that I show up to a party versus what that fucking slut whore Mona Van does at a fucking party. While he parades her around like a fucking trophy because he wanted to try it out. Women in business is like prostitution and psychosis. You do understand that, right? Meaning you make a woman a CEO of your company, go watch Marketing for the Now, and you'll see what real CEOs that are women and men really, how fucking stupid they are and how they actually manipulated their way to the top based off of sales, bullying, manipulation, and control. Because that is all you show up on your fucking Marketing for the Now. And then when you go on Marketing for the Now, you don't even talk shit about shit. Because you know that if you share any kind of shit that's really worth shit, that you'll actually have real competition. And you don't want competition. You want to be a silver spoon up your fucking ass and you want everything handed to you. For example, how Mona Van gets brand deals. I just got another brand deal. I'm just going to take a picture of the product, put it in my story a couple times, and then show it to people so they can go buy it. No movement in sales. But Gary got me the deal. Because I need to go buy a new fucking dress. But my daddy pays for everything. Because we work with the Muslim Taliban. And my name is Gary Vaynerchuk, and you should know that if you are a fucking American, that you do not fucking talk, touch, or do business with the fucking Middle East. They are against Americans. I'm not talking about the leadership. I'm talking about the people in business. Same thing with fucking China. The fact that China just fucking bought Burger King tells you what this country is actually up to. Because what fucking American who's a real American is going to sell Burger King to the Chinese? This ain't no fucking American any longer, folks. You lazy fucking entitled little pricks. That's the real truth about all of it is that you all are entitled lazy pricks. You don't actually believe in the Pledge of Allegiance. And you definitely don't believe in God. You believe in the Muslim Taliban, which is what we're operating under, which is why Mona Van riots in the streets, and there's evidence on her platform how she said, we'll just take this slow and in stride where we can overthrow the United States government with Iran's help. Gary went to a fucking riot in the street where she's kissing on his fucking ear and he takes a photo, a selfie with her, while she's standing there smiling. That's women in business, putting their nose where it doesn't belong. That's why women weren't allowed to vote in the old days. I actually had a thought in my head that we should take the right to vote away from women. Because you're the reason why we are in this fucking mess. Because you've brainwashed men with your pussy and your titties. Then you violated other women, bullied them into the ground, and you enjoyed the process, Mona Van. You lie about fucking everything, and then the men continue to push product on us so that they can look like a big businessman. Women are the fucking problem. You need to take a step back. You don't understand leadership. You don't understand being in a relationship. Now we've got women wearing chaps. How does this affect business for the Hilton? The hotel, the Hilton. A very prestigious hotel that used to be like going to the Four Seasons, in my opinion. To where now we have a prostitute who wears chaps while she's taking erotic photos with her son and videotapes it and then puts it on TikTok. New motherhood. So instead of carrying around a little dog as an accessory, now they're carrying around children as their accessories. Although they don't even carry them in their womb, they're using handmaidens' tales so that other people can grow them and then deliver them. We've got people in business who are implying with implication that they're going to be a dad with an Iranian. And that's how these people are operating in business to, quote unquote, day trade attention while hurting millions of people. Subconsciously hurting millions of people, and that's new business. That's how Russians operate. That's how Iranians operate. Honestly, that's how Americans operate, especially if you're in millennial Gen Z or you're in the older generation who's trying to keep up with that shit. Meanwhile, there's a cesspool of garbage human beings running around stealing from capitalism. You all have lost your fucking minds, whores. Women in business are the worst thing that's ever happened to business because you lost your fucking minds. You're too busy trying to get your pussy and your titties in some dude's face versus growing yourself. You think that your whole life is about getting married, except you want the power of being married. It's not even about love in marriage. It's about the power of being married. The power that you can have over a man. A power of how you look. A power of how you can abuse somebody. Nuh-uh. Look how sweet I am. Ooh, look at me in my model pose. Ooh, babe, you look so good. I'm so proud of you. Gorgeous. Wow, great content. Great fucking content. The evolution of content creation is Gary Vaynerchuk and what you're watching. He has no balls and no compassion or empathy for anybody. It's proof in the fact that he's willing to parade his prick ass all over the globe with an Iranian prick bitch. Proof is in every fucking kiss on your fucking face, you dick fit. How could you even live with your fucking selves to allow women to post that shit? To allow them, no, you hear me on this one, to allow them. I am not going to stand next to you while you do that shit. I ain't putting my fucking hand on your hip like that, bitch. I am not going to pose in this fucking photo like that with you. It's not professional and it does not suit my brand, bitch. I refuse to be in your content. However, that's not how you operate, is it, Gary? You are supposed to be building a brand with VeeFriends, and instead you're building a Russian nasty business. Meaning, if I would have stepped in, VeeFriends would have been the new Disney associated to Russian, Iran, in America. With the Democrats' help. He's Russian. As much as he wants to say that he's through and through American, he has so much Russian in him because his father and his mother were adults when they came here, and he says he grew up in a Russian household. His ex-wife, the whore, is not American either. She's a silver spoon spoiled bitch. And that's a fucking fact. So while he disrespects his children and he posts this shit all over the platform on Halloween today, because today it's coming. Today she'll be posting her trash whore pussy in some dumb fucking slut costume while he's supporting her, putting his hands all up in that shit. So that he can prove a point that he's day trading attention so he can work with his voted for Biden administration to show you how powerful they are. That's really something to be proud of, Gary. That's really something for you Democrats. You see, I say Democrats and it doesn't even sound like American, does it? It doesn't even sound American anymore because the separation of reality has left your fucking brain. And these younger kids only know what Muslim culture is because Obama taught them that shit. So we are in a state of the downfall of this country, and it's not even visible to you because you all are so fucking blind, it's stupid. You don't believe in kindness, you pretend like you do. You don't believe in optimism, you pretend like you do. You don't believe in compassion, you pretend like you do. You only believe in money and clout and how you're going to sell someone your bullshit lies. You're not, this is what this whore says with the crooked face. You're not going to sell your product if you just tell people about your product. There's 4 types of buyers, that she says. So now you've got to infiltrate the psychology of sales and convince people to purchase your product so that they can let it sit on their shelf and it can go in the trash. There's 4 types of people who are buyers, she says. Yeah, you're telling people you're Hitlers. You're all a bunch of little Hitlers running around. See, it's like they're people like over here, and then they create garbage conversations, and then they spew it out. And then it whirls in your head, and then they create somebody else to create that same kind of garbage information, which is grounded in devil behavior. That's how concepts become the collective consciousness. Meaning you could say, this person says that Mona's a doctor, and this person says she's a doctor, and then everybody says she's a doctor. She just becomes a doctor. Hey, Mona, what medicine should I take if I have an infection? I don't know. Maybe you should take Tylenol. Wow, Gary, you should be really proud of that piece of shit. Heaven forbid somebody actually speak out against the terrorist known as Mona Van. You're too busy getting your dick sucked. Fucking asshole bitches. He shows up at events and these whores are too busy trying to flirt with him. Then be professional. We ain't at no fucking club. I want to be an entrepreneur. It goes both ways, by the way. The guys are doing the same shit. We're here at this professional business meeting, and I'm trying to get fucked tonight. So who am I going to fuck? New age business. And this is the one that's got millions of followers. And that person becomes an old man one day, and the old man can't get his rocks off on sluts like Mona Van anymore because they turn old. So then they start calling the Epstein Island and try to start getting prostitutes from somewhere else. How the hell do you think this shit evolved, you dumb fucks? And that's the new age of where business is and the new money. And sooner or later, that shit ain't going to even get them turned on. So they're going to start violently and mutilating people. Start paying people to be raped and murdered in front of everybody, and then you're all going to just clap for it. Yeah, we love Saw. Be kind behind the scenes. Be kind, everybody. Be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind. And that's the new norm. You think it's normal to off babies at 6 and 7 months? They're not a real person until they're out of the womb. eventually it'll be okay just to off children in foster care. Because that's what these millennial Gen Zs, you do understand that evolution of society. Democrat. Open borders. Anybody can come here. They're not stopping come here. They're coming in drones. Yet the government made deals with Venezuela. Yet I'm the bad guy for speaking for the American people, and y'all are too pussy bitch to actually do something about it when Congress is in charge. And that goes for anybody, AOC, Hillary Clinton, you dumb cunt. Because you got gated communities around your sorry ass. I swear to God, she's the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life, physically and on the inside. You want to see what happens when a woman becomes a resentful bitch who used to be one of those twinkle toe bitches? Take a look at Hillary Clinton. They're the worst of the worst. Get ready for what's coming for you, Gary Vee, because that little princess whore you call Monavan eventually will turn into Hillary Clinton. You'll lose 10 plus years off your life and your business and your money and your self-respect. And the list goes on and on and on. So you keep putting your hand all over her titties and her pussy or whatever fucking dumb ass shit you posted about her. And I'll continue to call your sorry ass out for destroying my life, for taking everything that I've ever had and worked for, and then ran to the bank with another $150 million. While you live in the laps of luxury, getting fueled by the whore.